G'day and welcome to Aussie Vision. I'm Dale.
And g'day, I'm Mike.
And we've reached the end of the third day of second rehearsals. This is our first video today because you've been doing lots of interviews and being interviewed yourself.
Yeah.
A big day for you in the press centre.
Big day. So I didn't really get those breaks that we normally do where we record those little sections. So yeah, just been up and about all day.
And you know what? It's not a bad thing because today was a top of 13 degrees, rainy, cold. So I was happy not to go outside in the piazza. But a well-deserved beer for another very good day.
Yes.
And a Eurovision rehearsal week. But let's talk about the rehearsals themselves. We started off with Australia. Now, we have done a separate video where we did it with Kyriakos to talk about it. But now we've had a bit more time and seen everybody else. How did you think this stood out for the rest of compared to the rest of the ones today?
Really good. Really great presentation from Australia. It's not the finished product. I'm speaking to the delegation today. There is still a bit of work to do. There's still a bit more to go with the props, etc. But Sheldon can hit it. The pops, we have moments. We have a stage production that will stand out.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they still want to go further and get it better, I mean, as it stands now, it's really bloody good. So that sounds amazing that they want to get it tighter. And there's a few camera shots so they can get tighter, and they played around with a few things. But I was really happy. It gives that atmosphere. It gives that light. Sheldon sounds fantastic. God, that costume pops. It does. You know, when you wear a white, it could end up looking, I hate to say it, sorry, Rocco, 2019, a bit cheesy, you know, but this doesn't. It looks classy.
There's so much detail there. There's so much, even with the face mask, you can just see the detail in it, and it's a point of interest, and it draws your eyes. So I think it's really wonderful, really wonderful.
And there's a few little Sacha Jean-Baptiste hand movements here, and they actually look really good. They work well.
I agree. It works well.
All right, well, let's not rave about Australia too much. You can go and check out that other video as well. Next up, we had Cyprus and her clam.
Yes, I'm a big fan of her clam. This, I'll start raving about. This for me was probably one of the presentations of the day. It's so slickly done. They have obviously spent a bit of money on that prop, and obviously that shadows them from the circle at the back. Look, it's good. It's really nice. It suits the vibe of the song. It gives you points of interest. It's a beautiful colour palette. I think there's a lot happening here for Cyprus in a good way.
Yeah, visually, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It's like a wave. She's in the middle of it. Looks really lovely. You've probably seen the footage of it. I do worry about the overall impression of the whole 3 minutes. I feel like once you've seen it in that first 30 to 45 seconds, you've seen it. So the song kind of drags. She does nothing wrong, but you know what I mean? It's just a bit, okay, I've seen it. That's it. Nice shot again. So it's still very impressive. But I wasn't blown away as much as I thought I might be.
Fair enough. I think they used the water motif so beautifully, and they used the fountain on the stage in a lot of the shots. So the whole thing does come together very well. She's got the two dancers and their little dance routines to sort of break it up a little bit, I think. But I really enjoyed it.
Fair enough. All right, next up we had Ireland. Now, I know you're a big fan of the song, Michael. What did you think of it?
Loved it. Just so happy for Brooke. We were worried that she wouldn't get the support from the delegation to put on a stage show. It might end up looking a little bit, dare I say, like the national final. No, this is another level. It looks great, and she shines, and that warmth of her personality comes through. And then when you add the pyros and everything, it's party time.
It's fun. It's boppy. It's really fun. Fun boppy pop. Done really well. She sounds really good. That's the best I think I've heard her sound. And the choreography is good. It's enough without taking away. It's great and lovely. Blue and pink, that really works, I think, with this song. It's really fun. It's great. It's given itself a really good chance to qualify. I still think it's probably cuspy because I think the song, probably isn't as big as some other ones. But she's done a really cracking job here, and Ireland definitely have a chance, which is great. And it's just going to be fun regardless. I can't wait to see it live.
Absolutely. She starts on the floor, and I love a bit of floor use.
Oh, you love a floor use, yeah.
At Eurovision, and I think you're right. She's given herself a real fighting chance to get in that top 10.
All right, well, next up was North Macedonia, wasn't it?
Well, really, I only got to see one of the run-throughs on this one because I was off to an interview. Look, it was always going to struggle, wasn't it, with this song? And unfortunately, what could you do with it, really, to elevate it to a point where it's going to push its way past another 7 competitors to get in that top 10? I don't think it's going to. There's nothing wrong with what she does. She really gives it everything. it's just not much there, unfortunately.
She does perform it well. I think 95% of that vocal is awesome. There's probably one note she each time kind of just slightly missed, but not badly enough for it to really affect it. It's more the fact the song's probably just not up for it. The staging was fine. There's a really nice floor LED effect, which is kind of like a tunneling circle. But it's more like, it doesn't look like a circle. It's more like, almost a falling type of thing, which looks really nice. But yeah, I think it's struggle street for North Macedonia.
Unfortunately, I am agreeing.
All right, Estonia. This is an interesting one because they look like they've definitely been impacted by the sun because it was all about the LED use behind. But let's start on some positives here. I really like that Western sepia toned filter they have over it at both the start and the end of the song. I think that really suits it. The first run was really messy because he's going from satellite stage to the main stage, back to the satellite stage again. He was kind of like running and the camera was in the wrong spot and he wasn't really being able to sing it properly. By the third run, it looked a lot better, but there is still a lot going on. And yeah, we were wondering if they were making up for the fact they don't have the LED.
I get that distinct feeling they are. It feels like it's being done on the run, literally a little bit here. It's like, okay, well, we're not going to get that effect that we were hoping for. What else can we do? And they're starting, okay, we need you to do this. We need you to do that. You're right. By the third one, it wasn't so bad. It's a package that can work. Is it as strong as I probably envisaged it was going to be coming here? Probably not. But I mean, he's great. He's a terrific performer. He sings it really, really well.
He sings it really well.
There's challenges there. It does feel like a work in progress.
Yeah, and it still does work overall. And look, we don't know if that's the case. This might have been what they were doing the whole time. We'll try and find out, actually. But I think, from going for me a certain qualifier, this now probably has a question mark. I don't think it means it's an NQ, but it's just got a question mark now.
No, I'll agree.
All right, who do we have next? Romania.
Romania. It's look, it's nothing amazing. It's all it's red and black and it's slick. You can see that him and those dancers have rehearsed this to within an inch of its life. They are fantastic. And also, they don't stop moving for the entire 3 minutes. So they must be puffed by the end of it. So the fact he can produce a vocal during that is terrific. Is there enough there to really capture votes? I think, Israel's probably smacked him across the face yesterday. So, yeah, it's good. It's good, though. It's good.
I was really impressed. I thought it was really good. But I guess, it is still starting from here and it's gone above there now to rise up. I really enjoyed it. I thought he performed it really well. The dancers do such a great job. There's little moments in the song to keep it going because it is quite like that as a song. So I think they've done a really good job with the staging, whether or not the whole package with the song is going to be enough to get through. But they've given themselves every chance. Like, if this wasn't amazing, it was dead in the water. So they've really given themselves a chance, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it looks very professional, and I think you could be really proud of that presentation because it is good. It is very good.
All right, Poland next. Obviously, kind of one of the big hitters coming into it all. Interesting staging on this one.
Yeah, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, thank you. No, look, I think there's a lot of positives here. Obviously he can smash out the vocal from it. I actually quite like these Dementor dancing kind of things around. I think it really does tell the story and you get what's going on. There's some really lovely shots. There's a really nice one in that 2-minute part where he sings where they kind of zoom in and they come above him as he hits that note. I just think that's really lovely. But there's a lot of other stuff going on. It's a very dark and very dark bluish kind of performance. There's this storm stuff going on, which is giving him more emotion with the song, but it does get a bit perhaps messy or just too many things going on potentially.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I'm going to agree, dark. It's dark. Perhaps for me, even a little too dark. You want to bring atmosphere and mood to the song. We still need to see what's going on at the same token. They're definitely playing on that water motif. There's water use everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
They use the fountains in shots, etc. There's nothing wrong with his vocal. It's probably the most terrific vocal. He's terrific. We always worried about his connection to the camera. I think he's trying in places to really make that connection. Look, for me, it's as a presentation, it feels about 85% there, 90% there, and that's what these rehearsals are for. But there are a couple of things just don't work for me, unfortunately. And you're right, a lot going on.
I just said one last thing on that. Emotional connection is quite good because we've always felt like he just stood and delivered section song, but he gives these moments and he really leans into that, literally into the emotion of parts of the song. So I think it's an improved performance from him. The staging just might be a lot.
Maybe a Coco Chanel take something off.
Yeah. I agree. All right, Montenegro next. I didn't catch much of this one, so why don't you lead?
Okay, yeah, Vladana. It's for me. There's some really nice camera moments here. They try and use camera tricks and things like that. It's again blue, so we're going blue to blue, and unfortunately she's going head to head with Ochman. She's no Ochman in vocally. She did a good job of it.
She did.
She did a very good job of it. She has a certain prop for herself, but it feels limiting as well. So I see where they're going. Has this risen its chances of qualification? Probably not. But at the same token, it's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a decent package. It's good. She's good.
Yeah.
It's just a tough semi-final. And you're up against some really, really good songs and presentations here.
I was just thinking the same thing as you were saying. Yeah, it's all solid. It ticks boxes. She sings it, well. She's added some Montenegrin language in there for a little part of it. I think it detracts from that little breath bit, but anyway, it's still good and solid. But this is really tough semi-final. We've really risen today in quality, and what would have looked really good in that first half of that first day is now looking quite average, and it just seems quite average overall, which is not a bad thing at Eurovision. It's not below average, but average isn't going to cut it, I don't think, to get through.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree.
Belgium.
Speaking of average, unfortunately, not so much him. I didn't mind his vocal. I thought vocally he was pretty good. It's just basically a stage show with him stood still. There's my first disappointment. I thought it's not that vocally challenged. You should be able to do some choreography here. And then they bring on the 4 dancers eventually, which feels like about a minute into the song, and they're all dressed in black, which fades into the black in the background. Like it's all very flat, unfortunately, and no matter how many sort of nice little high notes he hits here and there, it doesn't feel like it's saving this.
The vocal's fine. It's not great. It's not bad. It's fine. I don't think I was thinking that vocal was going to carry it through a lot because the song and the composition is really jury friendly, but I wasn't wowed by it. But it's a rehearsal. Maybe he'll bring it more in the live. But I agree. I thought the staging was really lackluster, unfortunately. So I think from going very solidly about Belgium getting through, I would be very worried if I was a Belgian supporter.
I would feel the same as well. It was just a bit flat.
All right, Sweden next, one of the big favourites, but this was a very problematic rehearsal. Not like for any dodgy reasons, like she wasn't racist or something, but there was just a lot of issues going on.
There was. It was plagued with technical issues. We didn't even get a first run till a good 10 minutes in because the 2 times she started, something went wrong. It then became very tense. I felt the whole thing became very tense.
Same.
She even said, I've only got a limited time. We need to get this moving kind of thing. And ultimately, the point was made today, if something goes down with COVID or whatever, this is her performance. This is her live on tape. So you need at least one good run. I think she got one good run in. There was nothing wrong with her. She was really good when she had the opportunity to be good. It's just unfortunate that it was plagued with so many technical difficulties.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, and you could see her getting frustrated, but being super professional and Swedish about it. To the point of like something would happen halfway through, and she'd be like, "Oh, I'm not singing that bit," and then continue on. Well, she wouldn't say it, but she might talk a bit through it. And she'd just kind of go through the motions for the rest of the song because she's like, well, I'm not going to use this. Let's just get the shots and all that. And so I felt the pressure as well through the screen from the whole thing. So it was unfortunate, but I thought she sounded really good. I was, because vocally it's such a raspy song. And actually she didn't do as much of that. She brought it towards the end, but there were some very clear vocals for those who love their clear vocals. Rather than that rasp as much, she uses it enough, but maybe doesn't over-egg it. So I was very impressed with the vocal, and it's just the Melfest performance on a Eurovision stage.
I agree. However, the crescendo is much bigger.
Yeah,
they do bring a lot more to the crescendo of the song. There's pyros, which I was not expecting.
Just go on. The light just went up. We're going to continue.
Look, we're having technical issues as well. Yeah, so I wasn't expecting that. But no, it's a bigger version of the Malfest.
Yeah, Goosebumps for me. And Goosebumps in the first run, that was not even... It was all technically going wrong, and I still got goosebumps. So it says the power of that crescendo at the end. Talking about a crescendo at the end, we finished with Czech Republic, something we were very concerned about. Those concerns went out the window for me pretty quickly because this was absolutely banging. This slapped. This was awesome. Her vocal was good for the song. Like, she's not a Dami Yim kind of situation, but it sounded good. The energy was great. The lighting was good. I was so proud and happy for them because they kind of struggled at times in the pre-parties. This is a great show closer, and I think they're going to get through on that. I think they'll get a really good tally vote from it.
It works, doesn't it? It all came together for them. We obviously had some doubts throughout the pre-parties. Everybody did.
Yeah.
But no, they've arrived and it's worked. It's all come together. So I'm really, really happy for them. And the stage show, is it amazing? Like, there's lights. There's some LEDs. What do you need with this song? That's what you need.
Yep.
And you needed those vocal moments to hit, and she hits them. And so there you go. Tick, 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 tick. This should, I think, go through.
Yeah.
This should go through.
All right, so I won't make us pick our big ones because we've already gone over time, but I will just say today was the best rehearsal day.
By far, the strongest bunch of rehearsals we've seen.
For sure. Semi-final 2 looks to be a killer. So as long as it doesn't kill Australia, we don't care. All right. Well, look, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be back tomorrow with the big 5. Cannot wait to see it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.